Hey guys, it's Foreign Hub. This is going to be my guide on God Wars Dungeon 2 with Vindicta, Gregorovic, Helwyr, and the Twin Furies. What it's for is to help you get your kills so you can unlock the tier 90 tank gear for Necromancy. What I'm going to be using is no armor with tier 60 main hand, I believe, yes, and tier 50 offhand because I didn't have enough bars to make it to tier 60. I tried to make it as simple as possible with as little input as possible. So any upgrades you can add into the mix just makes a huge difference and will increase your kill times. Hopefully this helps and will help you get to your tier 90 tank gear. Okay, so this is my ability bar, inventory, and gear setup. The ability bar is pretty simple. I tried to put as much on Revolution as I could. All the important abilities are in the Revolution, and that should be enough. The rest of them I just click if I want to use them. As far as my inventory went, I had Ectoplasm for my Conjures, Prayer Restore, or a Super Restore, so you can restore your prayer, obviously, which I didn't even use it. And then Food, which I use Green Blubbers because they don't drain your adrenaline, and they're fairly cheap. You can use any kind of food you want. But if you use solid food, it's going to use up your adrenaline as you eat it. I think it's like 10% adrenaline per piece. So you end up doing less DPS. Some other useful things that you can bring in your inventory would be vulnerability bombs, which help you do, I think they do like 10% more damage, but they are rather expensive for simple kills. Overloads, which will boost your stats, which can be extremely useful. But you do need 96 herb lore to be able to make them. The enhanced Excalibur, once you activate it, it'll restore some of your health over time, which can also be useful, but you can only do it once every 5 minutes. The Ancient Elven Ritual Shard is the same, only for prayer. Necromancy runes for your defensive abilities if you want to. Resonance can be pretty useful at Helwyr and Vindicta at certain points, but you can do it easily without doing that. And then a familiar of your choice, which like Ripper Demons, basically the best thing you have is useful. And then as far as armor and stuff goes, what I used was a skill cape. Most people probably have a 99, so whatever skill cape. Preferably defense one because it acts as a sign of life. I used a Blood Amulet of Fury. It helps with healing. If you can't, I think right now they're around 20 mil. If you can't afford one, a regular Fury will do. It's pretty cheap. I used a rune pouch just for like a +4 prayer bonus. Pretty meaningless, but you could put runes in it for vengeance, which I believe reflects some damage back and helps. And then I used the book from the area tasks in the city of just for the extra stats. You can use any god book and even activate it if you want, just to do extra damage. And then you want to use the best weapons and armor you have, obviously. Let's see, what else is there? You can use any ring that you want and any aura that you want. I would recommend, if you're learning, to use a vamp aura so you have extra healing. It helps a lot when you're learning. As far as rings go, really anything. If you're worried about dying and having to spend money on death costs, you can use a Ring of Life. Alright, so this is my Vindicta kill. I start off by doing the Conjures. I do Zombie, Ghost, Skeleton, then Ghost, and you just start the instance. When you get to this screen, you can just quick traverse and you'll jump over a lot faster. There's a little like screen you got to click on if you don't do that. You run to there, Vindicta will spawn in. Just turn on Protect for melee or Deflect melee, so you take less damage. Then you just let Revolution do a majority of the work. If you do bring Vuln Bombs and stuff, you can throw them, do whatever. You're welcome to throw in other abilities. As you get used to the fight, you'll kind of learn where you can throw stuff in. When Gregorovic comes down and spawns the fire like that, you just move out of the way, or you'll take a ton of magic damage. So, damage is no good. So, just make sure you move. And he'll come down every once in a while and do that I don't know exactly the timing on it. What I always like to do is try and get to where it doesn't even do that. If you can kill it fast enough, it makes it fun. Gives you a little challenge. At 100,000 health, Vindicta will get on Gregorovic. Not much changes, but after the first melee attack, which is there, he'll use a range attack. Well, she'll use a range attack. Make sure you switch to deflect range, and then back to deflect melee. When she goes to the corner, you want to surge just to get out of the smoke. You can resonance the range attack, so you can get some extra heals that way. I prefer to just switch prayers. I don't know why, I just do. But every time she flies to the corner, just surge. If it's on cooldown, just move out of the smoke. Sometimes when she goes to the corner, she'll hit you with a melee attack when you surge. That usually there will be another melee attack after that. So try and pay attention to that. When I was learning, it kind of caught me off guard, and I was taking a ton of extra damage because I wasn't switching my prayers right. But Revolution pretty much did all of the work on this one. It's a pretty chill fight, easy money maker. So hopefully this helps get some kills and makes some money, and we can move on to the next one here soon. This is my Twin Fury kill. You start with just your conjures as usual, and then you enter the instance. Once again, once you start the instance, you can just quick traverse through, and it goes a little faster. You want to run up to the north side, and they'll spawn up there. I protect from range, I think, most of the time, but right off the rip, the one twin does that. You want to move out of the way. If not, it drags you across, and it does a good amount of damage. But all you have to do is just step to the side, and it won't do anything. What I should have done there was protect from range, because the red one attacks with range, the gray one is melee. So the next thing that happens is the red one's going to go up in the air here soon, and it's going to start raining a bunch of stuff down. You just run and stand next to her, attack the gray one, and turn on protect from melee. Because that's the only damage you're going to be taking. What I didn't realize was they were poisonable, so you could bring weapon poison to do extra damage. I believe I just stay on the gray one. Sometimes I'll switch back to the red one. It doesn't really matter. If you can keep them together and do like AoE attacks, it does more damage. What this is here is they power up and you just attack. Once their bar disappears, you're going to take a lot of damage. Once you get better, you'll do basically enough damage to bypass this, hopefully. If not, just eat. I don't know if you can res it or not. You could try and see what happens, but I just eat up. And then, yeah, and then it basically starts over. So the gray one will start going side to side. You just step out of the way, protect from range. And it's like you just do the fight again. Once you get better, like I said, you'll kind of only have to do one cycle, hopefully. Take some practice, but you'll get there. I just stay with protect range. Once red goes up, I switch to protect melee, stand by the red one, and attack the gray one. And once again, Revolution pretty much does everything for you. All you have to do is switch your prayers and run to the correct spots. When they go to the center and do the little beam thing, you don't want to stand on the edge of the arena because you take a lot of damage. Just don't be afraid to eat and whatnot. As you get better and more practice, you'll get faster kills and eat less food. And that's that. Okay, so this is my Helwyr kill. Just start with your conjures and start the instance. Once you go in, you want to try and run east as fast as can, up where I'm trying to get to here. Helwyr spawns right there. What's weird is he'll do that right off the rip. You don't want to stand in the green clouds. Every 3 attacks, he does one of his specials. When he says you will bleed, just run out of the way. If you can count to 3, pretty simple. Every 3rd attack, he does something. This one, I run away from him, and if you go far enough away it doesn't even hit you. Just freedom to get rid of the bleed effect, and then just keep attacking him. Then he'll summon some wolves here soon. I just ignore them. You can use an AoE to get rid of them, but it doesn't really matter. And then it just starts over. So it's just those same mechanics over and over again. But if you stand too far away and Helwyr has to move, he'll skip auto attacks and just do specials. So you want to try and stay close to him. You can res the you will bleed attack, but you still get the bleed effect. You don't want to freedom right away from that, because you'll also get a bleed effect from this attack. That time I didn't run far enough away, so it kept hitting me. It's not that big of a deal, but you do take extra damage if you do that. And then, once again, Revolution pretty much did everything. This boss is poisonable, so you can bring weapon poison and wear Cinderbanes if you want to do extra damage and get quicker times. Once you get better, you can surge. You can do all sorts of stuff to get out of the way. But it all comes down to timing, and if you lag, it can be a pain. But pretty simple kill, nothing too difficult. On to the next one. This is my Gregorovic kill. You just start with your conjures. This is probably one of the most annoying ones in God Wars Dungeon 2. Not a huge fan of this boss. But once you get your conjures out, you just start the instance. And then you want to run north. I like to try and stand a little further north. He spawns like right in the middle pretty much. But you just protect from range the entire time. He is poisonable, so you can use poison, weapon poison, or Cinderbanes to help with the kill. He will also poison you, so anti-poison or the Venom Blood perk on armor could help. But he does a lot of damage, and then he'll spawn these little shadow guys that he'll teleport to, and they also attack you. Now when those black dots show up, you want to just move out of the way, or else you take some magic damage. I basically just had to eat my way through this whole fight. There's not really much else that I know to do, other than you just want to try and do more damage than what I do. But yeah, it's not an awful fight, it's just annoying. But you can use AoEs to kill the shadow guys. I use the blood ability here soon to get a little extra health. It helps quite a bit here if they get grouped up real close together. But other than that, you just let Revolution do its thing. Throw in abilities wherever you want. Like I said, weapon poison does help a lot. So, and definitely bring green blubbers here, because you eat a lot. Especially if you're me. But like I said, this boss, I'm not a big fan of it. It's just annoying. There's not really any mechanics you have to worry about other than the things that fall. But that's that. So that was my guide on the 4 God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses. Hopefully it helps, and even if you're not doing it to get your Necromancy armor, you can use it to just make money, which is always a plus. If you liked it, feel free to like the video, comment below if it helped you get some kills, and subscribe if you want to see some more guides and content like this. If there's anything that you would like to see, just let me know in the comments and I will see what I can do about it. Feel free to message me in-game on any questions or anything if you need some help. I'm always willing to help. My username's I'mFornHub. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you around. Bye.